Hello. Hello. Today we're going to talk about the Nikon D600 camera. I know it's an older camera, but I'm going to tell you why it's either the best backup camera for you or the best camera for you if you want to take that step up from a DX crop sensor body over to a full frame camera body. Finally, let's go. Alright, the Nikon D600 is a full frame camera released all the way back in September 2012. Wow. 2008, 6 years ago. That's amazing, which is also great for us. What seems like a literal lifetime in camera lives these days, except the D600 was the first prosumer full-frame camera that Nikon made with the 24 megapixel standard. The D700, which was released way earlier than the D600, was only 12 megapixels. People still rave about that camera, but whatever. And just overall image quality, not nearly as good as the D600. Alright, so why the D600 camera now? Well, if you need a backup camera and you're already shooting with a full frame main body, then you can either buy another copy of the same camera you already own, which I'm going to assume is a D750 or maybe one of the D800 series, or you can spend under $800, literally under $800 for a used copy of a D600 body. And you'll have a fully badass backup camera for half the price of the other options, at least if you're going with the Nikon lineup. Also, if you're shooting on a crop sensor, one of the DX crop sensor cameras like the D7200 or the 5600 or 3400, well, then for less than the price of a new D7200, or definitely less than the new D7500, you can get a used D600 and finally have a full frame camera. I know, there's arguments for and against, but if you've never shot with a full frame camera, then you don't know the difference. And if you've shot with a full frame camera, you're probably not going back down to the DX crop sensor, at least given the options depending on what you're photographing. 4/3 is a different case, actually. If you're not using an FX body yet and don't see what all the fuss is about, it really is hard to describe the difference to you. So when people say, does it really make a difference shooting on a full frame body? Actually, yes it does. Yes, it does. So back to the D600. 24 megapixels, good photo scores, but also important is that it's a tank of a camera. The body is made of tough stuff, and well, I dropped mine a lot. I still have mine actually, and I dropped it a lot, like on concrete. Like there's actual cracks in the frame, and buttons don't work, but overall the camera still takes amazing photos. I've had the shutter changed out already, and actually the camera body itself, even with the shutter change out, has almost 500,000 clicks. That's almost 500,000 photos with that one camera alone. So, and I shoot a lot of weddings. I shoot roughly 40 to 50, 30, 40, 50, depending on the year. Weddings a year on top of any other jobs. And I'm a heavy shooter. So that camera is a tank, and I know it. Now, I have a D750 now as my main body, but I still have the 600 as my second body. And if you're thinking of moving up to an FX body and don't want to spend as much money, definitely find a used D600 or even the D610 camera body without a lens, just the camera body, and you'll save a lot of money and you'll have your full frame camera. Alright, that was a lot. That's it for me today. And if you have any questions about this camera or anything else, write it down in the comments. If you want to keep up with all these quick reviews and, see a raccoon tell you some photography tips and everything else, click on that subscribe button. And if you want to purchase this camera, I'll leave a link to it to a great price down in the description below. That's it for me right now, and I will talk to you soon. Tomorrow. Soon. Tomorrow. Soon. Alright, I don't know. Probably tomorrow because I'm making these every day. Oh yeah. Bye-bye. Hold on. Bye-bye. Goodbye. Thank you. Just saying. Bye-bye, guys.